Amy Lynn Slezak, an outstanding live performance of our national anthem here this evening. And at this time, performance main event. Starter Matt Higgins sends in the pace car off of turn number 4. We're ready to go green here for the first time tonight in the modified main event. We are underway. Grabbing the number 1 spot from the pole comes Chris Moore. The Carrera Sports Class is number 7. Jimmy Chester runs with him down the backstretch. All along the number 3 spot quickly is Stevie Wonder, Steve Nowakowski. Then it's side-to-side racing for the 4th position with John Hankamp down low and Chris Soltis up high. Roger Horvath races back in the number 6 spot right behind him. Running in the number 7 position is Jack Cottrell. And then it's side-to-side racing between the 2 champions. Kenny Tremont, a current High Point man and defending track champion, alongside the 8-time track champion Tommy Carellis on the high side. Wheel to wheel, they run, and right behind that 2 side-to-side race is Billy Decker. Up on the high side continues to run Tommy Carellis, keeping Kenny Tremont at bay. Out in front it still continues to be Chris Moore, your lead car here. Tommy Carellis appears to be very fast tonight aboard the Rivermer Construction Schumann Special. Roger Horvath slips a little bit. Now again, Kenny Tremont. Look out, Decker going around. Billy Decker spinning down low in turn number 2. And that brings out yellow lights on the speedway here. Yellow on the track for the spin up in turn number 2. It's the Wheels Discount Auto Supply Stores 91. Rookie of the year in 1991 after stepping up to the class a year ago. And now he's at the head of the field here in the Carrera Sports Classes number 7. Out of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, your leader is Chris Moore. He gets on the gas. The green flag is out. We're back to racing action up into turn number 1. Moore, your leader. Jimmy Chester in hot pursuit in that 2nd spot. Steve Nowakowski races 3rd. Look at Chris Moore change lanes. That's Chris Soltis. He's moving on the inside with a Hank's Garage number 20 car. And up on the high side goes Jack Cottrell. Cottrell racing in the number 5 position. Back in 6th spot is Tommy Carellis. He gets around John Hankamp for the spot. Your leader continues to be Chris Moore at the head of the field. And Tommy Carellis is headed for the front. Tommy Carellis in the Rivermer Construction 57 trips up the banking in turn 2. He's now side to side with Chris Soltis. Gets past him. And Carellis has passed another car. He cracks the top 5. Also moving to the high side of the banking in turn 4 is Jack Cottrell. He gets around Stevie Nowakowski to take over the number 3 spot. Jack Cottrell appears to be very fast here tonight. The Emmerich Associates number 8. And he is now up to the 3rd place running spot. Nowakowski goes back to 4th. Tommy Carellis rockets again off of turn 2. Tommy Carellis very, very fast here tonight. Back in the number 6 position runs Chris Soltis. And Kenny Tremont comes to the inside of him. Gets a wheel underneath briefly. Can't quite keep it down there, however. Chris Soltis keeps Kenny Tremont at bay. Tremont again coming to the inside of Soltis, challenging him up the inside lane in the turn 1. Moving on the inside as well as John Hewitt. He gets past the 29 of John Hankamp. And now Matt Quinn in the Adam Ross Cut Stone 44 wants to do the same. Lead cars going single file through the corners in turns 3 and 4. Your leader here in the front stretch is Chris Moore. He's out in front. All alone in the number 2 spot rides Jimmy Chester. Jack Cottrell in 3rd. Stevie Nowakowski in 4th. Tommy Carellis in 5th. Front 5 cars evenly spaced out, and Kenny Tremont now wants to reel in your 5th place man, Tommy Carellis. He's able to do just that up in turn number 3 as he moves to within a car length striking distance off of 4. Down the front stretch, Tommy Carellis and Kenny Tremont. Carellis in 5th, Tremont in 6th. John Hewitt back in the number 7 position. Racing for 8th, Matt Quinn and Chris Soltis. Right now, Soltis has the 8th place running spot. Matt Quinn challenging him up into turn number 3. He wants to get that 8th place position away as they run side to side with Quinn on the inside and Soltis up high. Right behind them in the number 10 running position comes the 29, the Kensington Village car of John Hankamp. Just out of the top 10 now are Eddie Marshall, Dickie Larkin, and Mark Quinn, and Billy Decker. They all follow through. Up in front, continuing to lead, is Chris Moore. Chris Moore with a very comfortable margin, about an 8, now a 10 car length advantage over 2nd place man Jimmy Chester. Jack Cottrell is starting to close in on 2nd place man Chester. Cottrell there within 2 car lengths off of turn 2, running down the back straightaway. Jimmy Chester with the Shaver racing engines under the hood, powering him up into turn number 3. But look at Jack Cottrell move in. Cottrell handling a bit better in the high banks of the Super Nerd Speedway. And now he's moved to within striking distance here. All alone in the number 4 spot, continues to run the Classic Auto 99 of Stevie Nowakowski. Tommy Carellis there for 5th. Kenny Tremont 6th, and John Hewitt trying to run them down as well. Hewitt back in the number 7 running position. Matt Quinn all alone in 8th. Chris Soltis now 9th. Still in the number 10 spot is John Hankamp, and he's got two drivers, Eddie Marshall and Dickie Larkin, side to side, right behind him on his back bumper, trying to find a way past and to get into the top 10 here. Eddie Marshall looks like he may be the first to do that. Dickie Larkin with a problem. The rear end starting to heat up on the Budweiser Rathbuns number 99. That is getting red hot underneath the rear end of the 99 of Larkin. Larkin, red hot rear end there. And you can see it starting to spark just a little bit as he entered turn number 3 that time around. Larkin with a problem developing underneath in the running gear of that number 99. He is running hot in the rear end. The Budweiser Rathbuns number 99 at Dickie Larkin, and hasn't slowed him much, but that rear end in the car is red hot. Area leaders up into the front stretch now. It's still Chris Moore all alone out in front with 13 laps complete. The race taking shape for the number 2 running spot between Jimmy Chester and Jack Cottrell, and we've got a problem on the speedway. Car up into the wall at turn 4 that brings out yellow on the racetrack. Yellow on the speedway, and it appears to be the 60 of Mark Quinn. Stevie Nowakowski running 4th, and then look at this. Corellis and Tremont side to side in that 3rd lane. Ready to go back to racing green. Green comes out, 13 laps are complete. Chris Moore again goes to work at the head of the field. Jimmy Chester at number 2 spot. Jack Cottrell challenging Steve Nowakowski for 3rd. Kenny Tremont got past Corellis on the restart. Corellis follows Tremont. They go single file down the back chute up into turn 3. John Hewitt going to look downstairs now, and Eddie Marshall has come up quickly through with Chris Soltis following him. Here's Chris Moore up on the lead end of the field. Lead cars, top 10, all running single file, nose to tail now as they string it out. And then, just as I say that, John Hewitt drops to the inside of Tommy Corellis. Can't keep it down there, however, and they go single file down the back straightaway. Chris Moore on the lead end. Jimmy Chester still there in 2nd. Stevie Nowakowski 3rd. Ricky Wright with a problem again up in the banking, this time in turn 2. Halfway marker is out. 15 laps are complete and 15 to go. Yellow coming on the track. A car spinning on the west end of the speedway for turns 3 and 4. We got a car turned around up there between the corners in 3 and 4.
That's the 20 of Chris Sol.
It's a beautiful trophy. I got to look at it a little bit earlier. Beautiful trophy going to the winner of both the modified and sportsman divisions presented by Boomer's Performance here tonight. Chris Moore picks up the pace. Green comes out. He jams down the accelerator. We're back underway in this Boomer's Performance Chauffeurs Training School Clean Concrete main event. Chris Moore now pulling away. Jimmy Chester, that number 2 spot. Racing in 3rd is Stevie Nowakowski. Jack Cottrell, number 4 position. Kenny Tremont, after making the pass of Tommy Corellis on that last restart, finds himself in the number 5 running position here. The Payne Concrete sponsored 115. TC, Tommy Corellis back to the number 6 position. And John Hewitt comes to him on the inside lane there in turn 2. Hewitt can't quite keep it downstairs. The 2 Reifenberg construction cars race for the number 6 place here. It's Corellis in the 57 Reifenberg car. And Hewitt in the number 24 Reifenberg car. They battle hard for the number 6 position. But up in front it continues to be all Chris Moore. He's been there from the start of this event. And look who's now catching the field as Billy Decker has gotten faster and he starts to come up through. Decker now running back there behind the Dickie Larkin Budweiser Rathbuns number 99. They've come upon that battle, that side-to-side race for 6th place between Corellis and John Hewitt. Your front 5 cars run single file, nose to tail, down the front stretch into turn 1. And the race for 6th place between Corellis and Hewitt. And now Billy Decker has gotten past Dickie Larkin. And Decker, you knew 8th place, man. Decker is coming. Billy Decker, the fastest race car on the racetrack now. But both lanes are blocked ahead of him. He may make it 3 wide off of 4. Billy Decker charging hard. Gets around Tommy Corellis. Billy Decker, Buffalo Coil Olsen working to perfection once again here in the banking of the Super Nerd Speedway tonight. They're working lap number 20 now. He has just 10 laps left this time around to run down your lead cars here. Billy Decker, after a problem early in this event where he spun up in turn number 2, having to restart from the rear, but now he has caught the lead pack of cars. Your leader continues to be Chris Moore. He started up on the pole. He's been there from the start. He's led 20 of the 30 laps. We are 2/3 of the way through this Payne Concrete Chauffeurs Training School Boomers Performance main event. Jimmy Chester all alone at number 2 position. Stevie Wonder, Steve Nowakowski still there for 3rd. And then tight racing for 4th place between Jack Cottrell and Kenny Tremont. John Hewitt and now Billy Decker. Decker has caught Hewitt. Look at this as Tremont works to the inside of Jack Cottrell. They go side to side. Billy Decker to the high side of John Hewitt. Decker charging up there. It's Hewitt on the inside lane. Billy Decker up high. Hewitt in the Reifenberg Construction Midnight Blue Express on the inside lane. Decker up high in the Wheels Discount Auto Supply Store. Gets another one. He gets around Hewitt. Now he goes after both Jack Cottrell and Kenny Tremont. We now show 22 laps complete. 8 laps are left here. Out in front and pulling away continues to be Chris Moore. Moore out in front. The Carrera Sports Class is number 7. He's looking for modifying career victory number 1 right here. We got a car out of Shapos, Mark Quinn. He gets back on it. We stay green. 23 laps down complete. Decker runs with Kenny Tremont. Billy Decker currently second in the modified point standings. Fighting with the current high point man, Kenny Tremont, for that 5th place. Tight racing action continues. Back to the pack between 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place runners. Stevie Nowakowski, the Classic Auto 99 car, sits in number 3 running spot. Jack Cottrell in 4th. Then it's Kenny Tremont and Billy Decker. Again, Decker working to the inside off of turn 2. Pulls in behind in the fast lane to Kenny Tremont. Up in turn number 3. They go single file through the corners there on the west end of the speedway. Here are your leaders working down the front stretch. This time by Chris Moore takes the 5 to go sign. 25 laps are complete and 5 are left for Chris Moore. He's been at the head of the field, the former Sportsman Division champion, last year's modified Rookie of the Year, and he's been there at the helm of the field from the very initial green flag of this race. Still for second is Jimmy Chester. Another good run for the Newfield, New Jersey driver. Back in third comes the Classic Auto 99, Stevie Nowakowski. And then Jack Cottrell, Kenny Tremont, Billy Decker, John Hewitt, and now Dickie Larkin in a freight train off of turn number 2. They run just that way, all evenly spaced down the backstretch. They stay nose to tail up into turn number 3. Here are your leaders coming by. 1 more lap complete for Chris Moore as Moore starts to close in on victory number 1. Chris Moore out of Pittsfield, Massachusetts. The Massachusetts driver looking to take home the victory here. And he's doing it in fine style over Jimmy Chester. Chester staying with him, not letting the leader out of his sights as Chris Moore bobbled a little bit that time up in turn number 4, and Chester gets closer. 2 to go sign comes out here. 28 laps are complete and 2 to go. And now Jimmy Chester is going to turn it on as Chris Moore, well, Chester that time slowed a little bit off of turn number 2, and he allowed Chris Moore to get away just a little bit. So just as Chester was closing in with 2 laps to go, he allows Chris Moore to get away just a tad. And that may be the margin that Chris Moore needs as the white flag flies. Chris Moore on his way home now. Once again, Jimmy Chester, they're still within striking distance, but Chris Moore has got the power to keep him at bay and out of backstretch. Chris Moore charging home from here. 1 more turn to navigate, and here he is charging down in front, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Moore picks up the victory. Jimmy Chester finishes in second. Stevie Nowakowski comes home in third. Jack Cottrell 4th. Kenny Tremont 5th. And Billy Decker in 6th.
World record 5.601 seconds and 281.22 miles an hour. And stunt driver Brian Carson's exploding car jump also on the card. That's this Thursday night as Chris Moore has made his way out into victory lane now. Chris Moore bringing home victory number 1 in the Carrera Sport Classes, Moore Brothers Racing number 7. John Stanley has made his way down trackside. He'll get a couple words with Chris as Chris makes his way out of the car down here. So 2 Saturday nights in a row. We've got 2 first-time winners. Guy Howie coming home the winner last Saturday night. But tonight is Chris Moore's night as he comes home with feature victory number 1 for his career here in the modified division.
There he is out of the cockpit of the car now, ladies and gentlemen. Career win number 1 for Chris Moore. Chris Moore puts the Carrera Sports Classes number 7 in victory lane. Congratulations, Chris. Let's get you around on the front side of the car here. Boy, you had an awfully serious look on your face earlier tonight when I saw you. It looked like you were very determined out here.
I sure was. We've been through about a month or so of real tough, hard luck, and we've had the car figured out for a month or so, and it's been fast, and we've been taken out by little stuff. Thursday night we were running really good, and the quick change gears let go and cleaned out the whole drive line. And we've been just working, and we were bound and determined to do it tonight. We got the pole there, and I'll tell you, it puts more pressure on you than starting in the back of the pack. But my guys have been behind me all the way, and they've been working their butts off, and finally paid off. They stuck with me the whole way, and we finally got the car figured out. And I think a lot of good things are coming for us.
Well, Chris, you ran superbly at the head of the field. A very steady race. Jimmy Chester never let you out of sight. He was there, and in fact, the final few laps, I don't know if you heard him coming or not, but he had closed in.
Yeah, I could hear somebody there, and in fact, that caution lap around 15 there, I had to actually slow down a little bit and let Jimmy come up beside me so I could find out who was actually there, And I was glad it wasn't one of the big guns coming from the back, because I used the tires a little bit too much and a little bit too much brake at the same time. So we were trying to go easy on the car and save it towards the end, but it was just we took tires out a little too early. So.
Okay, Chris, we want to congratulate you. We got to wrap it up here because the sprinkles are falling. We do have an item of business for you to take care of, and that's our Busch Beer Auto Palace Fan Appreciation Award. Everybody who voted for the pole starting spot, if you'd reach in there, we'll award somebody $100 here tonight in cash. Pick out your name, and can we read the handwriting? That's always the challenge here, Chris.
It's Dorothy
Konopke, maybe?
Konopke, Steventown, New York.
Well, she must know her name. We heard the cheer. Congratulations, Chris Moore, career victory #1.
Thank you. I just like to take a second here to thank some of my sponsors also. Like I said, we've been struggling. It's been about a year and a half and since we've been to Victory Lane, and I'd just like to thank you to all my sponsors, too.
Okay, and we congratulate Chris Moore, career victory #1. And anytime we have career victory #1, of course, the driver always interested in lingering with Victory Lane celebration just a little bit as the sprinkles continue to fly here. If we could have Doc Gerhardt, please report over to the Maynard Ferret pit. Doc Gerhardt to the Maynard Ferret pit, please.
So as the Victory Lane photos being taken down there with all of the sponsors for tonight, and of course the Moore Brothers Racing team will also get into the photo shoot. Official order of finish: Chris Moore, your winner. The second position going to the 82 of Jimmy Chester. Third spot, the 99 of Steve Nowakowski. Fourth position, the 8 of Jack Cottrell. Fifth position, the 115 of Kenny Tremont. Sixth, the 91 of Billy Decker. Seventh, the 24 of John Hewitt. Eighth, the 99 of Dickie Larkin. Ninth, the 98 of Eddie Marshall. 10th, the 57 of Tommy Corellis. 11th, the 79 of Roger Horvath. 12th, the 60 of Mark Quinn. 13th, the 44 of Matt Quinn. 14th, the 52 of Mark Fleury. 15th, the 42 of Steve Devine. 16th, the 14H of J.R. Hefner. 17th, the 29 of John Handcamp. 18th, the 20 of Chris Soltis. 19th, the 55 of Mike King. 20th, the 60 of Ricky Wright. 21st, the 78M of Maynard Ferret. 22nd, the 21A of Chuck Argyle. And 23rd, the 48 of John Royals. At your official order of finish for tonight's modified feature, as Victory Lane photos continue to be shot down there, Chris Moore savoring his first career modified win. And next event out on the Speedway, and between these raindrops, we'll try and run off tonight's Boomers Performance Chauffeurs Training School Fane Concrete Sportsman Feature event. We've got a 20-lap Sportsman Feature to go still, and we'll get that out there shortly. Of course, also down in Victory Lane, Chris Moore getting that $200.
Performed live